Welcome to Verbal Pick Radio, where we give you a verbal image of life, and we are everyday people. Like to welcome you all to the show. Would like to welcome the new listenerships and subscribers that's newly subscribed to this show. We are a growing and budding community here at Verbal Pick Radio. I'd like to thank all my listeners and sponsors and everybody that helps to make this show a success, including A-Tone Productions, D. Alex, High Frequency, and a host of others. I just wanted to go over a few things with you on the Jennifer Jeffley case, because that's one that I personally want to see justice being done on the behalf of Jennifer Jeffley, because no one should have to go through what she been through at the age of 15 years old, 1996, was coerced into signing a confession that was written by law officials with the promise of, if you sign this confession, you can go home after hours upon hours of being interrogated. No legal guardian present, no legal counsel present, just young female, 15-year-old Jennifer Jeffley on her own, against grown men, against mental torture tactics. And now she remains in prison. I'm asking on Kim Kardashian and her network to get involved in a Jennifer Jeffley case, and let's get justice. You know, she's a female. Help her out. She shouldn't spend no more time behind bars. If there's any humanity out there and love for humanity and love for black people, especially in this current climate, we need to demand and seek justice for Jennifer Jeffley. You know, everybody needs to explore, even down to her religious rights, even down to her rights as a citizen in this country, you know, to see how her rights had been violated up and down the board. It's ridiculous. But I just want to get into some things that pertinent to this case, because I want to make a point. Now look. The day after the murder, Detective Roy Swanson returned to the apartment complex and spoke with appellant, which is Jennifer Jeffley, and her grandmother, who was visiting the family, about taking Jennifer Jeffley, the appellant, to the police station for additional questioning. Now, Jennifer Jeffley was the appellant, said was willingly accompanied Detective Swanson to the police station along with her boyfriend's brother. Neither appellant's mother nor grandmother accompanied her to the station. Now, when the police came and said that they wanted to, the whole purpose for them arriving to the location where Jennifer Jeffley was staying was to question her about the murder of one Miss Palomino. When they arrived and wanted to bring Jennifer Jeffley into the station, the grandmother asked if she could ride. They told her there wasn't enough room in the car. She then stated, well, let me go in the house and get my purse and keys, and I will follow you there. She went into the house to get her purse and her keys. By the time she came out the door, the police officer had swiftly taken Jennifer Jeffley away. They were gone. And the grandmother didn't know which direction they went, so she's calling to find out where they had taken Jennifer Jeffley. And they were given a fictitious location, meaning the location they said she was at, she wasn't there. They had it somewhere else. So she's being railroaded, right? Wow. Okay. Now, Sergeant Wayman Allen, one of the officers who had investigated the crime scene the previous day, interviewed Jennifer Jeffley at the police station. During the course of the interview, which was a lengthy 3 hours and 45 minutes, right? Now look, check this out now. Following the statement, Allen transported Jennifer Jeffley appellant to Judge Carol Carey's office, where Carey administered the required juvenile warning to appellant, which is Jennifer Jeffley, because she was 15 years old at the time. Appellant returned to the police station with Allen, the police officer. Soon after she began to give a statement to Allen, her mother called to see if she was still there. Swanson told her that appellant was giving a modified version of her earlier statement and that they would be getting in contact with her in the next couple of hours to explain what had occurred. He did not inform her mother that appellant was confessing or offered to allow her to speak with her daughter. Wow. Are y'all hearing what's going on? The mother finally get in touch hours later. They didn't say, well, ma'am, do we have the right to question your daughter? Can you come down here and be present while we're interrogating your daughter? They blew off, right? They were lying, right? They knew that they didn't really, couldn't question her without her parents' permission. But we're going to go a little further to explain how devious this system is in regards to black and brown people, right? Now look here, man. This is ridiculous. So in points 1 through 5, Jennifer Jeffley, appellant, claims the trial court erred by denying her motion to suppress her written and oral statements because they were coerced and the police department typed up the confession. She contends the statements were illegally taken because she was in custody and should have been read her Miranda rights. As a juvenile, which she should have, they had her in custody. They didn't read her Miranda rights. They coerced the story, typed it, told her if you sign this because they was interrogating a 15-year-old. Mind you, she was in the 8th grade. They had an 8th grader in there being tortured mentally, interrogated, right? And then she was hungry, missing the bed, confused, and then said, I tell you, you know what we'll do for you? If you sign this confession, we'll let you go home. These sick bastards. But, okay. She was in custody and should have been read her Miranda and juvenile warnings. Because the issue of custody does not turn on the credibility or demeanor of witness in this case, we review de novo, that's D-E-N-O-V-O, de novo, the trial court's legal determination that appellant, which is Jennifer Jeffley, was not in custody at the time she gave the statements to Allen. Oh, my God. There we go. That's the case right there. Let me explain what's going on. They couldn't throw out her testimony because they claimed that she wasn't in custody at the time she gave her statement. Now, here's a 15-year-old, right? Police show up, want to take her down to the police station, right? Now, what is the proper response of an 8th grader. Well, my mom's at work because my mother was at work. My mom's at work, but my grandmother's is here. Can she accompany me with you all? Well, yes, she can, but there's no room in the car. She can follow us. Okay, well, let me go get the grandmother. Well, let me get my purse and keys, and I'll be because we gotta think at this moment. The last thing that's on Jennifer Jeffley and her grandmother's mind is that she's being railroaded. They had trust in the system, and that's how they get you, because you're thinking that these are adults and they're going to be fair and do what's right. But no. They would do anything, even if it's to plant evidence on someone to get a conviction, so they can move up in rank and for their political and monetary gain. She was railroaded, right? But as soon as the officer showed up and placed Jennifer Jeffley in that police vehicle, she was in custody. If you look up the definition of custody, that's someone who is under the authority of any law official, any certified law official. You are in their custody. She was in their custody. She was in his custody when he drove her down to the police station. She was in his custody when they interrogated her for over 3 hours. And the sad thing about this case is they all conspired against an 8th grader. You railroaded a female 8th grader. I mean, does this justice system feels like a big man to railroad an 8th grader? Now, oh my God! I mean, it's just ridiculous. Okay, so check this out, though, right? So I'm gonna tell you the key players, and we're gonna get more into this as we get into the documentary. But the key players was a older Mr. Driver, a younger brother named Kenneth Driver, and Eva Mondragon, right? Now, as we get into more of this case, I just want to show you how karma plays out, right? Now, one of the attorneys that helped to railroad her, coming home from a party, driving drunk, hits and kills someone, but didn't do any time. Got probation, right? Wow. One of the younger driver brothers, who the older driver brothers, I believe, was the boyfriend of the Eva Mondragon, who was murdered while trying to rob someone. And then on, I believe it was April 28th of 2018, April 26th of 2018, the Kenneth Driver, he was in the Harris County Jail inmate, have been charged with murder nearly 7 years after suspicious death of a 2-month-old infant. The Houston Police Department confirmed Thursday Kenneth Wayne Driver, 28, is charged in the death of infant Jamarian Wayne Anthony. Wow. You know, these killers. And you got this 15-year-old girl behind bars for a crime that she didn't commit. Wow. It's ridiculous. But we'll finish this and we'll get more into it. Verbal Pick Radio, we're out.